Hi, my name is Chelsea. Welcome back to my channel. This is Be Sweet, Stand Tall, and Plan. This is a planner channel, but I also like to share that I'm an avid book reader. So this is kind of what I've been reading. It's been a while since I posted a video, so I was going to catch everybody up. Since April, what I've read. In the month of April, we finished the Broken Bond series. I only have the first book right now because I can't, I read them on my Kindle and I can't convince myself to buy books to put on my shelf that I've already read. So I just bought the first one, but I did finish Tragic Bonds and Unbroken Bonds this month. And those are by J. Bree. These are very good. Reverse harem. They all kind of have powers. She's bonded to these 5 guys, and they have to, you know, defeat an enemy kind of thing. It's pretty good. Pretty quick reads too, and except for the Unbroken Bonds was kind of hard to get through. The first 4 were good. I don't know if I was just kind of over the whole Bond thing or if it just got kind of weird at the end, but the first 4 were pretty good. I also read Lore Olympus by Rachel, I'm going to say Smith, but it could also be Smythe. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing. But I have volume 1. It's kind of a graphic, I mean, it's a comic, I guess. I have the first one, and then the rest of them I read on Webtoon. I hope to complete this set because they're gorgeous. Her artwork is beautiful. The story's beautiful. I loved all of it. It was really good. If you have not read, I recommend. It's a Hades, Persephone, you know, Greek gods kind of retelling. I don't know if it's a retelling, but you know, somebody's version of it. I also read The Wicked King. I continued with the Folk of the Air series. This one was really good. Like the first one was okay, but The Wicked King and I think I started The Queen of Nothing and then finished it in May, but these 2 were so good. They were really good. YA, more a political fantasy with like a dash of romance in there. Not very, I wouldn't say closed door, but not very graphic either. Very good. And pretty quick reads too, I would say. But these were good. These are by Holly Black. And then we also finished listening to The Eye of the World, which is the first in the Wheel of Time series. This took me a long time. For one, it's a huge book, right? Like, I know this is kind of like the small series, but it's still a pretty hefty book. And then to listen to it on audio, and the narrator he can get kind of monotone a little bit, so then you kind of blank out a little bit, then you got to go back and re-listen to things. So I'm still working on The Great Hunt as of now, which is September. I think I just need to read the actual book, which I have, so we'll see that. But I did finish The Eye of the World in April, so that was April. And then we move on to May, and I finished The Queen of Nothing, and then read A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross. This is a duology. I read the second book too, which is A Fire Endless. These were so heartwarming to read. Like, they were I loved the characters and the magic, and there's a little bit of a mystery involved, and there's a good twist in it too. I didn't see the twist coming. That was nice. But they're so I really like Sidra and Torn's story in it. It was really nice in both books. They kind of, like, they weren't the main characters, but maybe they should have been the main characters. Anyways, not to give any spoilers away, but both were very good. Little fantasy. Is there romance? I want to say it's YA, but I think there is some spice. Not very graphic, but there is some spice. Very little, like a little spice. I also read Pinky Promise. This one is spicy. Very cute, Grumpy Sunshine book. She loves the color pink. He has no color in his life. It was a really cute read. This is one of the books in Rebecca Rennick's Gummy Bear series. I have the green and the orange too that I plan to read. I'm gonna read the orange because it's like a jack-o'-lantern, or like her favorite jack-o'-lantern. I'll read that one this fall, and then the other one is her Lucky Charm, I think. So I'll read that in March. But this was just a cute read. There is spice though, so over 18. What did we do? We read A Fire Endless, and then I started Spark of the Everflame, which is, let's see, how do we describe it? Fantasy. A lot of political stuff, some romance. She is a human that takes care of, well, like she's a healer and has to take care of the, like, demigods. They're basically the gods and humans, and then the gods kind of took over the humans' world and then kind of made them less than. And so she has to take care of them because their healers aren't always, I'm not describing this very well. I'm trying to not, I don't want to give any spoilers. This was the first of that series. And then I read All Downhill with You, which is the first of the Honeywood series, which I read on my Kindle, so I don't have that book to show. But I do have, this is the little, I don't know if you can see that, the little picture for the cover by Julie Olivia, which is a cute little series. And then I started The Fiction Between Us, which is the next one. It took me a few weeks to finish Spark of the Everflame. I had some personal stuff kind of going on here. But I finished that and started Glow of the Everflame, and that one took me like a week, right? So you gotta read the first one. I can't really say too much about what this one's about because it'll give away what happens in the first one. But continuation of DM's story, trying to maneuver her new situation, basically. Still a broody prince, still a lot of tension between her and the broody prince. It's very nice, slow burn. In, what was it, March or January? I think it was January. January, I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This is the second book, Good Girl, Bad Blood. So she has her podcast established, and she gets asked to help with a missing persons case by using her podcast. I listened to this one. I read the first one, but I listened to the second one, and I have to say that I liked it better listening because it felt more podcasty, if that makes sense. Like it flowed better as an audiobook. But this is really good. The ending was intense. So we did Good Girl, Bad Blood, blah, 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 blah. Good Girl, Bad Blood. We finished Glow of the Everflame. We finished The Fiction Between Us, which is this little, I don't have the book because I read it on my Kindle, but that's the little cover for it by Julie Olivia, continuation of the Honeywood series. Very cute. It's best friend's brother, but he was also like, they're snarky at one another, like they don't really like each other, but they do like each other. Very cute. Lots of tension. And the fake dating trope too as well. And then we go into July, and I read or listened to the third book, As Good as Dead, which is the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. This one got very creepy. Especially listening to it. I was glad I was listening to it during the day. I'm not much of a thriller mystery. I tend to have nightmares. But this one got creepy. And I was a little disappointed with the ending. I wish they kind of wrapped it up a little better, but still good. Then we moved on to The Awakening, which is the first book in the Zodiac Academy. I keep seeing it all over TikTok and everything, like, not the best writing, but an entertaining story, right? But there's like, it's kind of daunting because there's like 20 books, right? And they're all, similar lengths. But this was good. I didn't feel like much happened in this first book for it to be this long. There's a lot of world building, probably setting up for the next books. This is a bully romance too, which I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of, but it's all right. I plan to read the next one. I want to give it a chance, right? Finished the third book in the Honeywood series, Our Ride to Forever, which is this one right here. This little boop. Which is a marriage of convenience trope. Where they started dating and then they got married for like insurance purposes, but then of course one started having feelings, and then there's commitment issues and all that stuff. But yeah, I didn't read too much this month. So I had 1, 2, 3 books, which is still good. I just, I bought more books, much more books than I read this month. And then August, a lot happened in this last week. I read The Unhoneymooners, which was our book club book. I started a book club with, my cousin's wives and my sister-in-law. So we get together and we put in all of our choices, and then we cancel them all out and see which one's left, and that's the one we read. So The Unhoneymooners. What was the first one? A Good Girl's Guide to Murder was our first one. And then A River Enchanted was the next. I think. Yeah, A River Enchanted. And then was the Unhoneymooners the third one? Let's see. I think so. Because the first one had like 3. And this was my list. I need to get back to my list. Yeah, we went A River Enchanted, and then the Unhoneymooners, which was very cute. Sister of the bride and brother of the groom end up having to take the sister, like the sister and brothers, they got married. So they ended up having to take their honeymoon trip for whatever reason. And kind of an enemies to lovers situation. It was cute. It was a nice little romantic, I say romantic comedy or contemporary romance. I'm not sure the difference sometimes, but it was really good. And then there's an audiobook. I think it's specifically just an audiobook after this one that I still need to listen to, but it was good. Then I finished their Free Fall at Last. So that was the last book in the Honeywood series. Again, I read it on my Kindle, but that's a little cover for it. And this is, they have been best friends since they were like 7 or 8 years old. But he's getting married to someone else. So it kind of goes through their whole story of their relationship, like friendship, and like leads up to the wedding day. It was really good. A nice little wrap up to the series. And then I read How Does It Feel? And I was duped. I was duped by this book, and I don't appreciate it. Lots of trigger warnings before you read this book. Like, she even gives it to you here in the beginning. And I'm reading the next one now. What Did You Do? But it's a scientist who falls into a portal into the fairy realm, but she's in the Unseelie realm. You know, the bad guys. Gets captured by the prince, who's bad guy. And then she spends most of the book trying to escape. And she has to go through like a series, like trial kind of thing to get her freedom. And yeah, there's a big twist in the book that you're not really prepared for. So very good. And I'll let you know how the second book is in my next video. And then I read the Never King series on my Kindle, which is The Never King, The Dark One, Their Vicious Darling, and The Fae Princes. And it's a dark Peter Pan retelling. They're all adults. There's no children. Very spicy. Reverse harem. But it was a quick read. They're pretty short. And I didn't actually finish The Fae Princes until September, but I put it in here. And these, here's their little title. There's little, so that's The Never King, and then The Dark One, Their Vicious Darling, and The Fey Princess. And as you can tell, I'm behind in my reviews, but I'm hoping to catch up soon. So, yes, that's everything I have read since April. Currently reading What Did You Do? I still need to finish the Kindred's Curse series. I need to finish. Where's the one? Oh, I need to go back to Daughter of No Worlds, that series, and finish that one. And yeah, and continue on with my Wheel of Time series, which will probably take me forever. But anywho, oh, in our next book club book, they picked A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I have read. I read once and listened to the graphic audio version. I don't know if I'm gonna reread it for a third time, because part of me feels like I like it and I could totally reread it, but part of me also feels like I'm what's the word? Could use that time to read new books instead of rereading old books, right? But anyways, put like a big old pile of my books here, right? Oh, of everything I've read. Boom. Okay, there it is. Big pile. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are not already, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe if you want to, and remember to be sweet.